Hi, happy Tech Friday, SA, nonprofits in South Africa. It's me, Samantha Barnard, and it's another Friday, which means that we are going to be talking about some form of tech or software solution to assist your nonprofit organization in greater social impact. Today's topic is Microsoft solutions for your nonprofits. Please, will you let me know if you can see my slideshow on the screen? I am recording this as well, so if you're just seeing little snippets of this on your news feed and you maybe have something else to attend to, or you don't want to spend all your data on watching this full live stream, don't worry. Come back a little bit later on into the group, look at the comments down below, and you'll see most of the resources of what I'm going to be speaking about now during this presentation in the comments section. So, Microsoft solutions for nonprofits in SA. Many of you in this group are using some form of a Microsoft tool. And what I wanted to do today was to explain which of the donated and discounted options are available to your organization if you are eligible through the TechSoup South Africa program, and also to better explain what some of the different terminology is. So I just want to open up my slideshow for you again. There we go. Today we're going to be talking about on-premise versus cloud. You know, what are the options from Microsoft? We're also going to be talking about an operating system. What is it? How much is it? And what's the difference between the two software versions from Microsoft? We're going to be talking about Office applications, your online storage, collaboration, video calling, and very exciting, an M&E tool from Microsoft. To get started, the best way to explain on-premise versus cloud software is for you to have a look at your current device that you're using. Are you using a smartphone? Are you using a laptop? Or are you using a desktop? That is a computer or a PC that is stationed in your office, be it at home or be it at your organization, and you cannot move it around like a laptop, okay? When you look at those devices, have a look at what kind of software is on there to run that device. So if you think about a portable device being your cell phone or your laptop, 9 times out of 10, you are running some version or some form of a cloud software because it's portable, you can move it around with you, and that's how I want you to remember the cloud. On-premise software is how I want you to think about your desktop computer that is stationed in your office and it cannot move. So your on-premise software is when you receive a license key from Microsoft, you install the software onto your computer, and it is specifically for that device only. If something happened to that device, let's say you accidentally knock over a glass of water onto your device and your machine becomes corrupted and you cannot use it, you would then need to go and purchase more on-premise software to load onto a new device. Whereas with cloud, if you happened to have a device that was running cloud software solutions and you knocked over that glass of water, it wouldn't matter if that specific device couldn't be used. You would still be able to just log into your cloud software on a new device when you got one. So Microsoft has got both versions available to nonprofits. The on-premise software is what most of you know as the Office Standard package. And that comes with your different Office applications that I'm going to talk about just now. And very little internet is required in order to run those applications on your device. With on-premise software, you need to purchase a license. That gets loaded onto a specific device. You cannot then use that license on other devices that you might have. But with cloud, you do have the ability to do that. And the cloud version of Microsoft is M365. That's what they've rebranded themselves to. Or some of you might know them as Office 365. Now, with your cloud solutions from Microsoft, you do need to have reliable internet at all times. There is some functionality where you can use some of the apps offline, and then as soon as you are back onto an internet connection, it will sync all your data, sync all your workflows. However, in order to manage and to efficiently use any of the cloud software from any of the tech donors, you do need to have reliable internet. So when you come through to TechSoup, okay, and you chat to either Spa or Lelo or Arnold in our Johannesburg team, one of the big questions that they're going to ask you when deciding which Microsoft software you need is, number one, what kind of devices do you have? And then number two, what is your internet connection like? Now, there is an opportunity to create a hybrid. And what that means is that you could run some of the cloud applications available from Microsoft, and then you could also run on-premise software as well, depending on your needs. And that's what I'm wanting to highlight to all of you today, to say that you don't just need to have cloud or on-premise. There is a way that you can mix and match some of your plans according to your needs. And I want you to think about it as if you're running office premise or on-premise, which is your office standard, and then you sign up for something like Dropbox, and you're using a cloud-based service while you're using Office Standard. I want you to look at your Microsoft in the same way and see how our team can then help you in selecting the correct plans for your needs, not just for your workflow processes, but also for budget. You know, what's going to make most financial sense for you and your organization. So, your operating system. This is your first start when it comes to understanding what tech you've got. If you need to go down a digital transformation road with some of your software, this is the beginning point, okay? Your operating system available from Microsoft is called Windows 10. Well, it's the Windows operating system, and we're currently on their version 10, and it is the only one that you can get, that you should get, and that you have to have on your machine to avoid some other complications with other software solutions. Now, if you've got on-premise software running and you want to get on-premise Windows 10, that's available through the TechSoup store, okay, at a heavily discounted rate for your NGO. It's under 400 Rand ex-VAT for you to run one device on the Windows 10 operating system. If you are to go to cloud, what Microsoft 365 does is it allows you to upgrade to Windows 10 based on your license subscription that you go for. Okay, so if you are running some older computers, I'm talking about maybe laptops that were donated or purchased maybe 5 years ago, and they're running 2 gig RAM, and they're running much older versions of Office, what you might have to do is upgrade via on-premise software first and then port over onto M365, because you can only use the built-in Windows 10 upgrade on your M365 if you've got certain system requirements that are met. But again, our TechSoup team is here to help you through that. And I quite like that Microsoft has both the options available. You can either go for an on-premise solution where it's once-off payment per device, you receive the software, you load it, and it's there forever. Or you can go for the M365 version, which gives you way more bells and whistles, as you'll see just now, and that you can select to either pay monthly, every 6 months, or every year upfront, however you want your license subscription to be. Office applications. Now, if you were to get on-premise software through the TechSoup store, you would most likely purchase the Office Standard license, okay? That product at the moment is going for just under 710 Rand ex-VAT. You can cross-check us against retailers. We are the cheapest Office Standard resellers on behalf of Microsoft for nonprofits in South Africa. And what you're going to get with that is you're going to get access to Word, Excel, Outlook, PowerPoint. Okay. Now, remember in the beginning, I said in order to run your Office Standard on-premise software, you don't need, this fancy internet. So if you purchase Office Standard, you will receive these Office applications. It will be downloaded onto your computer through your license that you receive from Microsoft, and you'll be able to use them offline, except for Outlook, because Outlook, you need to be able to receive your emails using the internet. Okay. With Microsoft 365, there are 2 versions available for your Office applications. The first one is to go for the version of Microsoft 365 where you can access your Office applications online. So you would use the online version of Word, the online version of Excel, and it's very similar to how you would use the Google suite of applications. There is another version of Microsoft 365, which is a little bit more pricey in the subscription rate, and that allows you to take those online applications downloaded onto your device through your M365 subscription and use it as you would with your Office Standard. Now, I know, sorry, I just need to fix my beanie here before you all can't see my eyes. Now, I know with this part, it gets a little bit tricky because on the screen, it looks like there are 2 Office Standard options available, but with the power of the cloud, there are actually more than 2 if you're wanting to go the cloud route. And again, our TechSoup team is here to help you mix and match and figure out, what kind of applications do you need and what's going to be most viable for your organization. Now, online storage. If you had to purchase on-premise Microsoft software, so that would be your Windows 10 operating system and your Office Standard through our TechSoup store, you would not get any access to any online storage as a part of the Microsoft suite for free. But if you opted for the cloud options and you went for M365 plans, you would automatically get 1 terabyte of OneDrive storage per licensed user. So if Phambano has got 8 people working at Phambano, that means that we would have 8, that's not 8, that's 10. We would have 8 M365 licensed subscriptions, and each one of those users would receive 1 terabyte of OneDrive storage. Now, for those of you that are not too sure what OneDrive is exactly the same as Google Drive, Dropbox, and Box.org. It is an online file and collaborating sharing system. I quite like the offer from Microsoft 365. It is the largest at the moment for free for nonprofits. But again, you must remember that in order to use this, you must have reliable internet, or you must have a system whereby you are able to work offline for small portions of the day, go through your documents on your OneDrive, and as soon as you get to a Wi-Fi network, you automatically sync your documentation. Collaboration and video calling. This, I must say, especially during the announcement of lockdown, this particular offer with cloud is what we have seen you as our valued NGOs requesting the most from us, and that is access to Teams. Many of you are watching DigiCons and a lot of live events through a lot of our government departments that are using Teams. They are accessing that through their M365 subscriptions. And Teams is the same as Zoom. It's the same as Google Meet in the terms of the ability to have video calling or sessions like this, to do a webinar, to have remote teams, all call in at the same room and have a meeting when you're not all together in the same room, okay? The difference with Teams and Zoom is that Zoom is a standalone tech donor, and Teams is owned by Microsoft and is a part of the M365 subscription. So if you were to sign up to M365 for OneDrive, you wanted that storage, or you wanted to port all your operating systems and apps onto the cloud, you would get access to Teams as a bonus. Teams is a part of your license subscription package. It is something that you do need to register for on each one of your users. And the beauty of that is, let's say, if we take Phambano as an example, I'm the one that you typically see on these kind of calls, and maybe I wanted to use Teams more than maybe Di wanted to. The option for her to download Teams or to use Teams or to not use it is there for her. It doesn't mean that if all of us in Phambano have M365, we all need to use Teams, but I strongly recommend that you do, because not only can you use Teams for your video calling, but you can also use it to sync your OneDrive for your file repository. It's your library that you would be using to house all of your documentation, all of your channels, and you can have online document collaboration with your team members, even if they're not even in South Africa. They can be based anywhere in the world, as long as they have access to your M365 subscription. The M&E tool. Now, a lot of work is going into this at the moment from Microsoft, and we must just thank them on behalf of all the nonprofits that we serve, because they are coming out with some fantastic tools and resources for your NGO to be able to use PowerBI. Now, if you are wanting to take your M&E to the next level, if you're wanting to create board reports, fundraising reports, marketing reports, any kind of reports where you would take old school data, old school M&E, really up your game with that data capturing and turn it into visual gems for people to be able to easily understand, to easily monitor, Power BI is the tool for you. Power BI is available to your nonprofit through your M365 subscription at a discount. Okay, you do need to access it through the TechSoup South Africa program, and our team is here to help you and to assist you with that as well. So, how do you access all of these solutions that I've spoken about? Well, your first step is to make sure that your nonprofit is registered on TechSoup South Africa. If you know of any other nonprofit, or if you partner with any other nonprofit across the globe, don't direct them to TechSoup South Africa, direct them to the TechSoup house in the country. So for example, TechSoup Botswana, TechSoup Zambia, TechSoup Kenya. Okay, we have offices, and by we I say TechSoup Global, we've got offices and presence in all countries across the globe. So even if it's not your NGO, if you're thinking of some of these solutions for an NGO in another country, please do share the TechSoup brand with them. We would really appreciate it, and I'm sure they would when they can get access to either donated or discounted licenses as well. So your first step is to find your TechSoup partner in your country and to register your organization. This is a crucial part, because if you register on TechSoup South Africa, for example, for the Microsoft solutions, based on what your organization does, based on your eligibility, you may also be able to access Zoom donations and discounts, Google donations and discounts, Adobe, Bitdefender, you name it. We have a wide range. And you're hearing it here first, because you are NetSquared South Africa, there's some new products launching in South Africa very soon. But shh, it's going to be a big launch, and it's really exciting, and it's some of the ones that you've been asking us for. So when you register your organization on TechSoup, you do need to go through a bit of a process with our team. Okay, number one, you have to sort of motivate to us that you are an NGO, so that we can tell the tech donors that, you know what, Sam's NGO has the correct registration, is compliant, is updated, is doing what she says that she's doing, so she can access the donated or the discounted versions. Now, I just want to talk about that very quickly, because as much as what you and your organization might be accessing some of this tech at a discount or at a donation, I want you to remember that all of these tech donors are your donors. And we are hearing of some organizations that are sharing some coupons with other organizations. They're almost trying to take some of the software, share it out, and almost cheat donors in a way, and that's not cool. So when you sign up for TechSoup South Africa, we go through all those checks with you, okay? We make sure that your NPO, your NPC certificate is correct, you're compliant, you're updated, and we motivate on your behalf to the tech donor that you are eligible to receive whatever tech or software donation is available on our catalog, okay? Once you've done that, you'll receive an email from our team that you have to confirm. This is important, because if you do want to get any of the Microsoft tools, whatever email you use to attach to your organization, that's the email that Microsoft is going to use to send you your license keys and your software. Once that has happened, you can then go through our online store if you want on-premise software, or you would go through the Microsoft portal with our teams in order to help you with the cloud. And there is a separate form and a separate website for that. In the comments down below, I'm going to list every single product that I've spoken about with a direct link, so that you can see how much they cost, how long the licenses are valid for, what the process is to purchase or to obtain it, and most importantly, how to update your TechSoup South Africa profile. Because just think of your organization as one part of your TechSoup South Africa registration. The other part is the actual human in the organization that is going to act on behalf of your organization. So you might have had a fundraiser or a board member or an IT service consultant that registered on TechSoup on your behalf, and that's as your organization, and maybe they've left. please reach out to our team on these details so that we can help you update your records. And if your telephone number has changed, if your address has changed, if your trading name has changed, please do reach out to our teams and let us know. If you're unsure of whether your organization is on TechSoup or not, and you want us to check, you simply have to email any one of these emails on your screen, and we will happily guide you through that. And that's a free of charge process. So I hope you are asking any questions about your Microsoft software in the comments down below. I will be in this group during the rest of today to answer these questions and to share a lot more resources. But I do hope that my explanation, and I just want to go back quickly, my explanation very briefly on all of these topics has helped, because one of the big things that we're seeing with NGOs is that they are so ready to go through a digital transformation process, but there's a little bit of fear holding them back just because there's some strange terminology like on-premise versus cloud. What is it? We in this group are here to help you. And as I mentioned, we've got some new products launching. We've got some very exciting things happening in this group over the next coming weeks. So please be engaged. Like this video, tag some of your colleagues in it, add people into the group, share this with all your networks. For us, we would really appreciate you helping us share the word that nonprofits don't need to spend a lot of money on their software. We are here to help. Our teams are ready, and we can guide you through the process. I hope you're all keeping warm. As you can see, still pretty warm. It's still pretty cold in Somerset West. We had some beautiful snow on our mountains. I believe Johannesburg has been really cold over the last couple of days. But wherever you are in South Africa, let's do something fun in the group. Comment down below with a selfie of you at your desk working remotely, maybe an outside picture of wherever you are. If you're out in your community, let's see where you are. Let's see whereabouts in South Africa you're based and what it looks like outside today. Until next time, I thank you all for watching.